So I guess just the last question would be, do you have any general advice for the class of 2020, people like me who are graduating into an extremely uncertain world?
Yeah, I would say a couple things. First of all, I hope that the Jesuits taught you this, or someone taught you guys this. Discernment, which
Yeah.
is listening to where God is in your life. And generally speaking, I would say in these days, the voice of God is the voice of calm in your life.
Yeah.
Calm, hope, trust, courage, right? It's a very
Yeah.
gentle voice, like you can do it. And the voice that's not coming from God is kind of panic.
Yeah. Yeah.
Panic is never coming from God. Terror, fear, those kinds of things. Obviously, you need to take precautions and you can be concerned about things, and you can get sad and worried about things, but panic is not coming from God. So the first thing, discernment of spirits. The second thing is to use the examination of conscience,
Yeah.
which is that Jesuit prayer of just sort of seeing where God is, um, in your day. Because otherwise you get so focused on kind of the problems, you miss all the blessings. But my overall advice to young people like yourself is to be who you are, right? Is to remember that God calls you to be someone special, right? And
Yeah.
it's not so much about making money and impressing people. It's just allowing God to sort of to form you into the person you're meant to be. And that's a lifelong process, right? And to do what you find enjoyable and what you desire.
Yeah.
And not to try to, yeah, not to try to get people to like you. Truly, I spent most of my 20s and 30s, probably my teenage years, trying to get people to like me, think I'm cool or whatever, and that's useless.
Yeah.
So to kind of let go of that, and just be yourself. I mean, it's pretty basic. It takes a while to learn
Yeah. Well, how did you come into your personal maturity?
though. I think the Jesuits had a lot to do with it. My Jesuit formation and training, some therapy, from time to time, some retreats. But also that's a really good question. You're asking very good questions. I think one of the main ways is realizing that I just couldn't get everybody to like me.
Yeah.
So it'd be like saying, what I'm trying to think of another metaphor. It'd be like saying, what led you to realize? I was just up in my rooftop garden, so this is an easy thing to say. What led you to realize that planting a certain kind of plant and not watering it wasn't working? You're like, well, I didn't water and they died. So it's kind of, you learn by experience. And no matter how many times you try to get people to like you or love you or approve of you, it's just not going to happen. Sometimes if you try to force it, it's even worse. So just to be yourself and to let people who like you, and let people who don't like you not like you, and not to be too worried about it. Truly, I mean, I think for people in your generation, the overriding desire is to be thought cool, and on top of stuff, and he's got it all together, or good looking, or athletic, or whatever the kind of adjective you sort of most desire, or popular. There's another, well, popular. And that's useless. That first of all, there's always going to be someone who seems more popular, or more good looking, or more athletic, or more successful, or more cool. I think that's the general rubric than you are. And in their own minds, they don't see that at all,
Sure.
right? We tend to think that our life. This is the other thing, that our life is kind of a mixed bag. So you, Jacob, know the pluses and minuses of your life, right? You know all
Yeah.
the pluses and you know all the minuses. When you look at someone else who seems to have it all together, you think, oh my gosh, there's nothing wrong with their life. And so you compare what you know is your kind of mixed bag life, which with what seems like their perfect life, but it's not. And
Yeah.
so you always lose out. So that's part of it. Part of it is this kind of comparison. In the Jesuits, we have an expression, compare and despair. That's part of it too. So all those things help me to get to at least a little more peace in my life.
Well, thank you for your time and for agreeing to be part of this podcast.
My pleasure, and congratulations on graduating from a great school.
Thank you.